This has Padre fans very concerned as the trajectory of this team is declining slowly due to player performances being underwhelming. Fans are concerned. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest with your host, Andrew. Today, we are too hot and a little tired to be angry, so we're going to try to stay calm while we present some not so great facts. Before we get into it, don't stick around to the end of the video because we do have some post-game fan reactions where I get you guys, the fans, involved. Post on Twitter, post on the subreddit. Maybe you'll be featured on the channel. And as always, please subscribe. Okay, sorry I'm a little late. I just got home like a second ago, so I had to sit down and quickly bust this video out. But like I said, not a great game today. Pretty much overall, it was not great. There are some positives, and we'll talk about it in just a second. I guess I can show you the today's lineup. Why can't the Padres score with runners in scoring position, or just in general, really? Is Suarez cooked, as in not good anymore? And some bright spots that we'll talk about, because there are some bright spots I want to talk about. Roberto Suarez, you are not one of those bright spots. Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it, right? Let's start off with our not AJ Cassavell. Today we got Annie Hellbrun's recap. Padres were leading the Reds 2-1 into the ninth, but a blown save by Robert Suarez gives Cincinnati the walk-off and the win to take the series. Strong start from Kolek, 5.2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk. Earlier, good series for Shildt and Bogaerts. Padres head to Philadelphia now. So she did touch on the positives that I want to talk about, but let's start with our offense. Between almost getting no hit on Friday and going 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position today, this series was truly the piece de resistance for how disastrous the offense has been for most of the season. Freaking disgraceful. And it'll almost certainly be the reason this team doesn't make the playoffs. Now this is a little extreme. Obviously, fans are upset. I don't think the offense has been disastrous, but they are definitely not living up to the potential they could be playing at. Like I mentioned yesterday. But more stats, of course. 0 for 13 with runners in scoring position. You can't blame Wade and Suarez if you want. Or you can blame Wade and Suarez if you want, but the reason the Padres lost today is the offense didn't come through. Another person who hasn't come through recently. Don't know what's going on with Tatis, but he should never be this bad basically for 1/3 of the season. Last 49 games, 205, 304, 355 slash line, 657 OPS. Padres went 24-25. First 31 games, 342, 414, 598 slash line with a 1.012 OPS. Padres went 20-11. This doesn't count for his 0-2 so far today. So, I've said this before, but the Padres kind of go where Tatis leads them, like performance-wise. So if Tatis starts playing poorly, Padres usually follow suit. And it's not saying that we only solely rely on Tatis, but Tatis is like our star player. So, like, when you see one of your best players struggling, it kind of trickles down throughout the lineup. Now, obviously, I'm not in the locker room, so I can't say that with 100% certainty, but that's what it looks like, right? And I mean, yesterday he looked kind of, or was the other day, I forget what day it was, but he looked kind of bored. I don't know if it's bored, but like upset with himself, or just not vibey like he usually is. And you can notice it, like I said, trickle down throughout the team. But this team currently, and I guess all year, basically, except for the beginning of the year, we have not been able to hit with runners in scoring position. So I want to show you this real quick. Team OPS with runners in scoring position. This is from yesterday, so it's slightly outdated. But as you can see, Dodgers _1, disgusting. But they're almost at a 1 OPS. OPS, obviously, on base plus slugging. So how often they get on base, how often they slug. Padres, 27 in the league with almost the Devils number, 667. We're up there, or we're down there, I guess I should say, with Texas, Chicago, and Kansas City. Kansas City's kind of sad because Kansas City's not even like a horrible team. It's just their offense does not look great, but that's fine, right? So if it's updated to today, we're still 27, but some things are mixed up a little bit. But yeah, we're pretty low on OPS. Home run-wise, we're actually, where are we? Very last. Yeah, we have 9 home runs with runners in scoring position. I have Baseball Reference up right now. I didn't want to keep posting a billion pictures, so just trust me on this. On Baseball Reference, we are last in the league in home runs. RBI-wise, we are 22nd. Not great. Hits-wise, we are 18th. So I guess it's not horrible. Let's try double play. How's our double plays looking? Where are we? 16th. Okay, that's not horrible. I figured with this lineup we would have a lot more ground and double plays. But yeah, basically when you're last in home runs, because obviously our slugging is horrible, almost a last in OPS, and then RBI wise we are 22nd with 226. That's not a great recipe for success. Not a great recipe for success at all. And obviously it's very evident. I mean, yesterday, I think this entire series, I forgot if I had a stat for that or not, or a thing, but we were like 0-24, or sorry, 1-24 the entire series, and the only one that did score was when Shildt hit that home run yesterday. So, it's like, our issues aren't so much about, like, hitting, like, we're getting on base. I mean, we had 8 hits today. We walked, let's see, 2, 4, 5 times today. So it's not so much that we're like not getting on base, we're just not scoring these people. And like, yeah, obviously Bogey had his home run, but of course, solo home run. Shout out to Bogey though, he has looked good recently. I know the last couple of days wasn't his best day, but he has looked better overall. But then Merrill, Machado, not a great game. Tatis did walk twice, so we'll take that. So not a horrible day from Tatis, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Gavin Sheets and Manny Machado and I guess Bogaerts right now are like our only really good pieces in the offense right now consistently. I mean, I guess Jake Cronenworth too. Everyone has their on days and off days. So I guess that kind of talks about what I was saying yesterday about consistency. We have a problem with our whole entire lineup staying consistently good together. It's always 2 players are good, 1 player is good, maybe 3 players if we're lucky are playing good. And I know that's kind of baseball. That's kind of how things are. We can't expect all 1 through 9 being the best they can possibly be throughout the year. But I don't know. It's confusing. Like obviously we don't want the entire team can't play all good at once, except for like the beginning of the year, right? But like, what can we do mentally? What can we do like, what's the word? Mechanically, to start scoring people? I don't know if it's a Victor Rodriguez thing. I don't know if it's a lineup construction. I don't know if it's a Shildt thing, but something isn't the same as it was last year. I wonder if I can find last year's numbers. No, that's fine. I don't want to spend too much time looking through Baseball Reference, but it's something about this team. And I know 100% second half is usually our half, and I don't think we should start selling yet. I'm not saying we should sell. I'm not saying we should start trading everyone away, but something definitely needs to change. Mindset, mechanically, I don't know, but something has to change because the offense right now is not where it should be. And again, I know the pitchers for the Reds are pretty good. I mean, Lodolo had a 3.52 ERA, but I don't know. There's too much of this team right now that needs to be fixed that isn't working right now. And I know things have looked better. I got called out yesterday for saying the Padres offense isn't good. I know they've looked better, but better has not been good enough so far. Better has not been good enough. But I digress. Let's talk about Suarez real quick. So, my chair is so squeaky. I'm sorry if you can hear that. We'll get into that later. But Robert Suarez's ERA in June is now 6.30. It was 4.35 in May. We're not far from needing to have a conversation about him. So is Suarez cooked? I actually don't think so. And I know I'm saying that after he blew a save, but like, let's look at this, right? Here are his numbers from June. The highlighted ones are where he allowed a run, or at least an earned run. And everything else is obviously blank, right? So the Arizona game, 5 earned runs, obviously horrible, right? No one's saying that wasn't. But if I remember correctly, that wasn't a save opportunity. That was a tied game opportunity. Or we were losing, something like that. I forget. But I know it wasn't a save opportunity, right? And then the Dodgers, 1 earned run off the home run, fine, right? And then Dodgers again, another earned run. But then he had 3 straight nothings. And then against Cincinnati, he blew the game. But like, it's not that he's pitched horribly this month. I mean, I guess you could say it because his job is to close games. But even on those games where he did play horribly, he wasn't really closing games on some of them, not all of them. So like, I don't know if I'm ready to just straight up say Suarez is cooked. Obviously, he's tired like everyone else. That being said, I guess I can show you this right now. Jason Adam has the second best ERA, 169 in all the Major League Baseball, minimum 40 innings pitch. And I had to cut this picture, but he has 42 innings pitch, which is the most of any pitcher in the league, I'm pretty sure it said. So Jason Adams also has shown signs of fatigue, but he's gotten out of these things. And he hasn't given up runs, let's put it that way, right? He hasn't blown anything out of proportion. So I don't know if Adams' approach is different from Suarez's approach, But I don't know if I'm ready to say Suarez is cooked. I think he's just had a really bad game. If he can, I mean, he's been wild, right? I mean, you could look at yesterday and say he got lucky with the 2 walks for not letting anyone score. But again, I'm gonna say I've said it a billion times, but as long as no one scores, walks are fine. Blake Snell won a Cy Young doing that, so I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I'm curious. Do you think Suarez is cooked, or do you think we're just overreacting? Which is a very key trait in Padres baseball for overreacting to every little thing. Another overreaction we've had, and I kind of showed you this already, but people are calling for Mike Shildt's head. Tyler Wade pinch hitting for Xander Bogaerts in a 1-run game in the 9th inning on a day where Bogey had 3 extra base hits. Stay tuned for post-game on an update on Xander. I don't think it was announced that he is injured. I didn't see anything yet. Maybe that's why, but then Tyler Wade had that key error in the 9th where he could have caught, I don't want to say a routine line drive, but a very catchable one. And I'm not going to say that led to the loss because Suarez didn't look good at all today, but it definitely didn't help. But I don't know if I'm just ready to throw in the towel on Shildt over these things. Maybe he's over-managing. Maybe he used up too much of our bullpen today because we only used Morahone for like what? An inning, a 0.1 of an inning and out. So I don't know. I mean, it was good when Morahone came in because we did need him to come in at that moment because Kolek was about to get lit up. But I don't know. Let me know how you feel. Do you think Shildt lost us this game, or do you think it's just us, again, overreacting? But lastly, the positives, like I said, we kind of mentioned this already. But hell of a performance by Kolek either way. Even though he didn't get the win, he did look good today, and Kolek has looked good. I don't know. Sometimes he has bad days, obviously, like I said, but he's been good for the most part, especially filling in the gaps of our missing players like Darvish and King. Matt Waldron starting on Monday, a.k.a. tomorrow, so that'll be very interesting to watch. I hope he can knuckle his way into a victory. I don't know what kind of joke I was trying to make there. Another positive, like I said, Gavin Sheets, 2 more hits against the lefty, which means he might be a legitimate threat against lefties in the lineup. But I still think we definitely need to make a trade for a righty hitting power bat who can hit lefties, which obviously is much easier said than done, but that's something we should look into. Taylor Willard. I like Taylor Ward. Luis Robert Jr. Like both those people. Obviously, I saw this on Twitter or Reddit. I forget which, but obviously players, I think, like 20-something teams are possibly in contention and don't want to just sell off their team now. So they're going to wait and see. So we're probably not going to make any major moves until the trade deadline. So we have to hold out for at least a month, which I think we can I think we can do that. I think we can hold out for at least a month. Let's wait for the draft to happen. Try to reload our prospects because AJ Preller knows how to draft. Let's be honest. He does know how to draft. We never see the talent because we always trade him away, but he knows how to draft. Let's give him a little trust in that. But yeah, I don't think it's time to hit the panic button or anything like that. So there are some positives, like I said. And the bullpen, of course, Morahone's amazing. Strada did really good. Adam did really good, even though it was kind of sweaty for a little bit, but Adam did pull through with leaving the runner on third. So there are some positives, like I said. But I don't want to make this video too long, so let's just talk about our Friar Faithful feed. First canon of Padres baseball, there's always a deeper darkness. Yes. To be a Padres fan is to be okay with being tortured mentally and hating everything every once in a while. But one day we'll all be happy that something good happened. Hopefully. One day the baseball gods will smile down upon us. I'm not blaming this on Suarez, though he obviously still plays a part of it. Our offense freaking sucks, and we're going to continue to fall if they can't figure out how to score runs. Simple but true, unfortunately. Yes and no. I mean, we've had like what? Was it like 14 one-run games this month or something like that? And we're 6-7, I guess 6-8 now. So obviously I'm glad that we're winning some games, but having that many one-run games due to our offense usually not hitting well, sometimes it's not like that, but due to our offense, it's not great, right? But let's move on. That game was a micro, oh God, I know how to say this word. I'm going to butcher it. You're all going to make fun of me. Microcosm of everything wrong with the 2025 Padres. I truly don't understand how anyone can watch this team and think they are serious contenders. This is not an add one guy at the deadline to complete the team situation. They are fundamentally a mediocre team and have been since basically the third week of this season. I don't think it's fair to call this team a mediocre baseball team. We're not a mediocre baseball team. We're just a team with so much potential that's not being lived up to right now, and I don't think it's going to stay that way for the rest of the season. But I do agree that one trade is not going to fix this team, and I don't think many trades are going to fix this team. I think the deep down, what needs to happen is a mentality shift, and a mechanical shift, a coaching shift, some kind of shift internally, because trades aren't going to fix the mindset. Trades are just going to help maybe boost a temporary, like, happiness or something. I don't know. But this video is too long, so it's hard to go on a rant. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Let me know how you feel about Suarez. Do you think he's cooked? Should we trade him? How do you feel about the offense? Do you think we should trade everyone on the offense? Clean house? I don't know. Let me know. Do you think this game's on Shildt, or do you think it's not? Let me know. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, sorry for the long video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, go Padres. And please subscribe. Sorry, please subscribe. Okay, bye.